Okay, so here, now I shall continue with our Q&A session. I would like, I will proceed to the Q&A and I will go back to the form as soon as possible. So now I would like to invite you to please ask me any questions that you would love to ask me. And if you're not comfortable, you can send me a private message and I will answer you right away, all right? So please feel free to, yes. So there's no such thing as a silly question, just an intelligent person seeking information. So please feel free, if you're curious about anything, please feel free to ask me. We'll have a three session and we shall move on. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Uma. I really appreciate your understanding. Thank you. I will get back to you. How to find my purpose. Okay. So Shroff, okay. Thank you. So what is your ambition? Your mass. Okay. Okay, I shall answer them one by one, all right? So how to find my purpose? This is a very deep question. And, I can tell you honestly that finding your purpose, it takes time. It's a self-discovery process where we will slowly discover as we grow older, and as we have more wisdom. And I want to assure you that when you find your purpose, you will know that whatever that you do, it's true and authentic to your heart. And you will feel like you are the most alive person on this earth because whatever that you're doing, it's meant for you and you will feel most alive in it. So, for example, the next question is, what is your ambition? My ambition is to spread my message of purpose and to tell people and to share my message of hope that everything in life is that we need to work on ourselves and our inner strength. Do not allow the external world to affect us because, you know, there are a lot of judgments in this world. And what we need, the only way we can combat this, we can defend ourselves with is our mindset, is our psychology, it's our emotional state, like what Masaki said, emotional state. So we need to learn the right skills to protect ourselves from all these external challenges. And your message to the world, VJ, thank you for this message. My message to the world is to never give up and always believe in yourself. I'm not saying this, I'm saying it true from my heart because I know that you have that something in your heart that can change the world. That's why I want you to work on yourself and find that fire and passion in you to change the world because I believe that you have a special message just like me. Okay? You are Badan, you are amazing, Colleen. You have been a certified coach? Yes, I am a life coach and currently I'm working on content creation on social media on Facebook and TikTok. In this pandemic scenario, how can I surround myself with mentors and people? Okay, so to be honest, let me share my personal experience with you. During this pandemic, I am in my house, but there are many groups on Facebook, for example. We can join Facebook groups like the Tony Robbins group. There are a lot of private groups on Facebook, for example, where we can find our tribe, what we are interested in. For example, growth mindset, self improvement. There are always groups out there that we can join on social media surround ourselves with the same people with the same mindset. So yeah, I will share with you further about this. Of course, Sridhara, thank you for this. Okay, sorry. Okay, do we need to focus on strength or weakness? This is a very good question. Of course, we always need to focus on our strength because each of us, even though we are born different, we have different strengths. You know, for example, you might be strong. I might be physically weak, but does not mean that I'm weak inside, you know? Yeah, so we cannot compare our strengths or weaknesses because we are all born different. And we must always focus on our strengths and be aware of our weaknesses. Be aware, but do not pay attention on it. We need to learn new skills to combat our weaknesses. For example, if I have no self confidence, I will work on skills on how to build my self confidence. I do not focus on how unfortunate I am or how I was born with or why I don't have hair. Like I cannot compare myself to other girls because I am Colleen. And even though I do not have hair, I'm beauty in my own way. You know what I mean? So don't compare on yourself and always focus on your strength and work on your weaknesses. All right. And it's very important to be aware of your weaknesses. Oh, who, okay. You are amazing. How did you get so much strength? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you already. Brilliant. Give your mask. Thanks, Colleen. Thank you very much. What? Okay, I'm reading all your messages and thank you so much for all your compliments. Oh, I would like to volunteer my time for your cause. I'm in the hospital industry for 34 years. Thank you so much. Oh, let's keep in touch, all right? I will send my contact later, okay? You are beautiful. Thank you, Uma. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think I am on skill treasure hunt. Whatever I get from you, I will practice and I will promise you that, in the future, I'm working on content creation now on Facebook and TikTok. And I promise you that, throughout my career, I will add as much value, massive value to all of you. All right. So, yes. So now, shall we go to the next section? And thank you so much for all your questions. I really love it. So, yes, all of you have asked your hearts out, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. So, is my contact, and feel free to message me or ask me further questions if you would like. And I'm here to answer you. So, this is my Facebook Messenger, and Instagram, and I will be more than happy to connect with you and add value to you. So, yes, and this is my email as well. Feel free to email me. And you know what? I shall work on the link immediately and I will post in our chat. And I hope the first 5 people to sign up will will win a complimentary coaching session with me. And I will promise to add as much value, massive value to you. So thank you very much for your precious time and God bless you. And I'm looking forward to stay connected with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I
Thank you,
believe in
Colin.
you.
Your session was really inspirational. I myself were
Thank
inspired
you.
from you. Thank you, Colin. You are not only so humble,
Thank
but
you.
you're so much inspirational. So when I met you, I remember that okay, you were so humble, you were so authentic, you were so genuine. But I didn't knew your story, the background story that made you what you are right now. So thank you for sharing. We all learned a lot from you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Dipesh, and thank you
So
so
okay,
much,
moving on
everyone.
to the next
God bless.
speaker. She is someone who has learned from the best masters of the world. She has learned from Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, Wim Hof, etc. And what connects me so with her is the love for art. So she's a big fan and follower of Vincent van Gogh, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Salvador Dali. So am I. So art was something that made us connect so well. And she is an international speaker and personality development trainer, all the way from Thailand, none other than Soraya Bunmam. Soraya, the stage is all yours.
Hi everyone, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deepesh. Swadee-ha. Hi all of you, and I'm very blessed to have the
I
opportunity to
cannot hear
share
you,
my.
Soraya. I guess.
Can you
I
hear
guess
me
you're
right
muted.
now?
I cannot hear you.
How about
Or
now?
if you can hear.
We can hear Dipesh.
Yes, yes. Now it's fine. Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. Is it okay right now? Okay. Okay, so once again, thank you so much to Kaushik and Deepesh Kapkunka for giving me this opportunity to share my stories with all of you. And I'm very blessed to see all of you and meet all of you today. So I'm gonna do this very quickly. I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm going to talk very briefly about myself. So my name is Soraya and I'm from Thailand. And I used to work as a cabin crew with one of the world-class airline. And I used to be trained as a trainer with them. Here, I would like to let you know that actually I have some background of medical science. I actually graduated as in medical science, bachelor degree in medical science. And why I'm saying that, because I want to let you know that actually I'm very skeptical. I used to be very skeptical. Whatever that cannot be proved in science, I will not really believe in it, or like those spiritual works and all that. I never like believe in those things. But then because of my job being a cabin crew, my life has totally changed. And the topic that I want to share with all of you is about healing. First, I would like all of you to participate in here. Does anybody know this person? If you know this person, you can type her name or just say yes in the chat box. I would like to know a little bit about your backgrounds if you know this person. Please, I would love everybody to participate here. So does anybody know this person? Yes, yes. Okay, I can see in the chat box right now. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Rekha say yes. Louise here, that's correct. Aaron, thank you for that. Yes, and her name is Louise Hay. So I can see like a lot of you already know about her. And why I want to talk about her, because actually her book has totally changed my life and has totally changed the way I think about this world. And her book called You Can Heal Your Life. And I highly recommend all of you to have a chance to go and read this book. It's like a must that you must read. Okay, the main idea of this book is that it made like the main thing that is talking about the power of your thought, and that all of the diseases or pain, it came from your thought. And what exactly has happened to me to make me more being into this kind of studies and this kind of learning. When I used to be a cabin crew, in the very beginning of flying, I started having back pain, and it was a lower back pain. And at that time, as you already know, that I studied medical science, so I kind of know about the anatomy and the histology and all that. So I was like, if you have a back pain, it's kind of serious, and the way to heal it, it's like quite hard as well. Like if it increase and it get worse, eventually you're gonna have operations and so on. So I know how bad was it, and I know how serious was it, and the way for healing is it's like really bad as well. It's not like it's not like something that you should do. So at that time, when I was a cabin crew, I was like, how did I get this back pain? I talked to my family, and it was actually my sister who introduced me to the book, to Louise Hay, to How to Heal Yourself, Healing Your Life. The book. Louise Hay book. So in that book, when I went through the book, it was the very first time that my mind totally changed of the way I think about this world. And it was like a mind blowing. And through the book, you will understand that how your thoughts actually affects your life and how your thoughts brings your experiences as well as diseases. So I was like, I got this back pain. So there's a reason behind it. There's some thoughts there that brought this back pain to me. So at the end of the book, actually, it do written that what is each causes of each of the diseases. And actually I took some of the part from this book that has been talk about back pain or back problem. And here, let's see what it has been written over here. It's like, if you have a back problem, and especially if it was about a lower back, the lower part of the back, which was exactly my pain. So I had a lower back pain, and in her book, it has been written that I have a fear of money and that I have lack of financial support. At that time, I started flying for like 3 years, and I had a big debt at that time because I bought a house, and I was so worried, I was so stressed how I'm gonna clear up with all of those debt that I was thinking about money all day long. And that's why how I accumulate those stress, those thoughts, and I got this back pain. Most of my friends as a cabin crew, they were saying like, because you're a cabin crew, you work hard, you carry heavy stuff, you carry passengers bags and all that. But actually I never carry much of heavy stuff because I was always looking after myself. So it wasn't the case. And because of the book, Louise Hay book, and when I read her book, I realized that actually it was my thought. It was me who I brought my pain. And it was very accurate. It said that I had the fear of the money, and it was true. At that time, I had that big debt. So I told myself, okay, how I'm gonna get rid of this pain, how I'm gonna get rid of this thought. What I start doing is like, I start searching about how to make money in other ways, or how to take care of your finance, and thinking about other plans and how I'm gonna manage my finance. And later on, to make a quick money, as a cabin crew at that time, it was like, okay, how about learning doing stock? So I spend my time learning stock and I work on stock just from the very beginning that I changed my thought, go and learn how to manage my money. My back pain start to relieve. And eventually, after like a year, I make a big amount of money out of stock. And because of that, until I reached that big amount of money, during that time, I totally forgot about my back pain. It was gone, even though I wasn't thinking about it. So I really would like to, what I'm trying to say here is that I can confirm from my experience that actually your diseases or your pain, it actually come from your thought. Now, I've got so many friends, and then I actually always talk to my family. We share thoughts and all that. And we're all like, how about children? How about kids? When they just born to this world, how come they have disease? How come they have pain and all that? And there was once that I was listening to one of the speech. I'm not sure, I can't really remember, was it Louise Hay or Abraham Hicks? And they were talking about that somebody asked them the same question. And they were like, okay, for children's, what exactly happened is that children, they're very receptive to energies. They're very receptive to the energy of the people around them. And then it didn't really convince me until I actually experienced it through one of my one of my students. And she actually shared the story, and I got the permission to share it with you today. So there was a time that this particular student, she was quite stressed, and she called me and asked me for some advice. At that time, she was a single mom, and she just had a newborn baby, so an infant. And she told me like right now she's changing her job, and she's going for an interview in another country. And throughout all of this time that she just gave birth to this baby, and she's a single mom, and she needs to travel a lot and find a job to support herself and her newborn child as well. So she was very stressed. and to make things worse, what happens to her is that the infant start having seizure. And she was like, now I need to leave my child with my mom and I need to travel to another country for the interview. And I'm so worried because she keep on having the seizure. So after, when you know all about Louise Hay and all that, you have the idea, you know what's going on here. So I actually asked her that, okay, what exactly has happened? And when exactly the child having seizure? So she said whenever she's around and with the child, seizure. But whenever she's not with the kid or with the baby, the child will always have a seizure. So I start talking about the idea of Louise Hay with her. I start teaching her some of the ideas. And I was saying, like, okay, what kind of emotion did you have when you left your child alone with your mom? And she was like, she was so scared. She was so feared. She was like, so scared something will happen to her child. And she felt that she can't give that much love to her baby because she's not there all the time. So all of those stress, imagine all of those stress, those lack of love, those fear, it's delivered to that baby straight away. So the baby can feel her even though they're not together. And that caused her the seizure. Now, what happened here is that when she called me, she went to a doctor before she called me. So she went to the hospital, and the hospital, they were like, diagnosed this kid, and they were finding like what exactly happening to this child. And then they found out actually she have a very unique typical seizure, and they come up with a very weird name, like when some of the pain or some of the disease that they cannot really explain, they come up with a new name to identify that kind of disease. So that is exactly what was about happening. And she told me like that she sneak peek on the doctor's paper, and she saw that they wrote a name of a seizure, and she searched on it on Google, and she said like that kind of seizure is like very dangerous. Like if her child really get that, it's going to be very troublesome. Like that's going to be the worst thing ever happen. Now, what I told her, I taught her regarding the idea of the power of the thought and how her energy affects her own child, even though that's a newborn infant. And I told her that disease never actually occurred, that disease never actually happened. It happens because of her own thought. And you can even see that whenever it happens, it's when you're not there and you're sending those emotions of fear and stress, and the baby can feel it and start having seizure. So I taught her all that, and I told her what exactly she needs to do. So she works on herself. Just like after like 4 to 5 months, she called me back. I totally forgot of her. And she called me back and she was like, Soraya, thank you so much. Right now, my baby having no more seizure, because she figured out how she's going to work with her thought. So what I'm trying to tell all of you here, I want to bring the awareness of how powerful is our thought, and how powerful is our thought through our children, through our kids. There's a lot of many other families here. I can see the very simple thing that happening right now in many families is like their child's become fat, they become obese, even though they're very small. The obese, if you're fat or obese, it's the imbalance of some kind of thoughts. That is my belief, and that is from what I've studied. And I can see from many of my friends and from many of my people that I know that they have children that they're kind of fat or obese. It's the power that the children are receiving from the people around them. So whatever power is that, something that affect them, making them feeling imbalanced, and that makes them obese, even though they don't eat much. And kids, they can't be that fat, but nowadays I see some of the kids like how they can't be that fat, but then I can see the background of the family. Some of the family, they're quite stressful and all that, even though they're doing nothing to the baby, but the baby received the entire energy of the family. So that is another thing that I want to point out here. Now, move on. As I said, I was a cabin crew. The next thing happened to me after that incident is that I got a knee pain. Now, how I got that knee pain is that I over-exercise, I over-work out. Again, as a medical scientist, I know what exactly happened to my knee. I over exercise. It was nothing about my thought or my thinking and all that. So I was like, what I'm gonna do about this now? working with the knee is even worse. I went to the hospital during that time because I need to fly, and they start asking me to do physical therapy, and it was quite bad. It was like I need to go like every week to do the physical therapy. It cost me a lot of money, and even worse, they said like if you're not getting better, you won't be able to fly, and that you might need an operation. Now, an operation for a knee, for a joint, it's gonna be something very bad. You cannot really heal much in that part of your body. So I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do right now? If you really read through Louise Hay's book, she already taught you a lot of things, a lot of techniques over there. And she talks about the power of intention as well. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to set my intention talking to myself. When you talk to yourself, I believe you're talking with your higher self or whoever is there. There is something there. So I set my intention within myself. I just talked to myself. I was like, okay, when I set my intention, I'm going to be healed without wasting any money. Because at that time, I didn't want to waste any money for any treatment or anything like that. So I'm going to be healed without wasting any money, and I'm going to be healed fast. And that was my intention. I just thought about it and I let it go. Now, what happened afterwards is that after like not even 2 months, I had a flight to Bangkok. I totally remember the flight. So I had a flight to Bangkok. At that time, I was a manager in economy class. So you're actually looking after the economy class. And all the crew at that time, we were in the galley. The galley is where the cabin crew, they work. And it's the very end at the aircraft. Some of the they love to come and chit chat with the cabin crew when we have break. So at that time, there was this guy who came to the galley and he come and chit chat with the crew, and he was like, okay, do you know, guys, I know some magic. I can move stuff. And he started moving stuff using his hand, but small stuff. And you're on the aircraft, things moves. And I was like, yeah, this is like nothing. So he was like, but actually I'm a healer. I can heal people, and I can even say who is sick. So I was like, okay, if you're like, you're not lying, just tell me where I am sick. I'm sick right now. Can you see where I'm sick? At that time, he was even drunk. He has a drink with him in his hand. Imagine that. So he just looked at me, and he was drunk. He was look at me from top to bottom, and then he points onto my knee. And I was like, what? And I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, what about it? And he was like, okay, you have a pain here. I was like, yeah, how did you know that? He said, stretch out your leg. So I stretched out my leg. So when I stretched out my leg, he exactly points to the very spot that I had the pain, like very precisely. I was shocked. And when he pressed it, I felt a very strong pain. I was like, yes, that's the spot. And he said, yeah, that is where you have the problem. So I was like, oh my God, can you heal me? He was like, yes, I can heal you. I was like, right now? He was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So he put his glass of wine over the galley and he started doing things. If you guys are familiar with Chinese movie, like when the story is about the ancient time of the ancient Chinese, that they do some kind of power. If you see the movie, the Chinese movie. So he was doing exactly those things. He was working with my power from the front to the back, all the way through my body. And he wasn't even Asian. He was Mexican. He was traveling from the US all the way to to Thailand. So he was doing all of these, like the Chinese movie, moving the energy and all that. And he released whatever was at my knee by using just his hands. I swear to God. So I was so shocked. So something, I feel it. Like I feel something first. I feel something was moving throughout my body, and I felt something release out of my knee. I was so shocked. I was like, I had to say, bowing to him and thanks him that he healed me. I was healed exactly at the spot. So I was so happy. I was running around the aircraft telling the people. And yeah, I was like so shocked. What is more interesting here is, do you still remember my intention that I say I'm going to be healed with no money and I'm going to be healed fast? So that's exactly what happened. Here is, and later on, actually, I talked to her. I talked to this passenger. He was a guy. I said, what kind of thing that you have done to me? At that time, I didn't know much about spirituality and all that. He said his technique called hand healing. He even gave me the name. He said he went to this school. Sorry. He went to her school. Her name is Barbara. She's in the US. She's in her 90s right now. And she have the school of hand healing, and she teach people how to do hand healing. And that is her bunch of books. Move on. Later on, when I studied many other methods and I went to many seminars at Deepesh said and all that, I realized what exactly has happened at that time to me was this thing, which is called qi, which is the energy, the word in Chinese, qi. And I believe in Indian you have the word as well, but I'm not sure what do you call it, but it's the same thing. It's all talking about the chakras. And so far that I know, there's like 12 chakras. And in China, they can even map the power, the flow of the energy. And that is the reason, and that is actually how you can explain what is how to do the Chinese acupuncture, sorry, how they do the acupuncture. Actually they put it to release the energy in the spot, and that is how they heal people. Now I also heard that, you know, I studied medical science, so I quite know that in human body we do have blood vessels, right? You have the red blood vessels, and you have the veins, and you have the lymphoid system, three of them that you can see. And then you actually have the energy vessel or a track around your body as well, but it's not you can't see it physically, but it is there, and I experience it by myself. It is really there. So whatever the Chinese and the Indian they have discovered in ancient time, it is totally true. It is totally right. And I think that's a very fast track, or that is actually the power of humanity, that we can heal ourselves by ourselves and by some other people. So I just give you some pictures and some visual picture to have the idea about the energy flow. And here you can even see people can map out how the energy they flow. This can explain many kind of healing, like Reiki, like pranic healing and all that. And what else? Like most of the spirituality healing, it's not spirit, like you call it spirituality because you cannot see it, but it's actually true. It is there. Okay, then move on. So after all of those experiences and all that, flying for 10 years, I came back to Thailand. I was still flying in Thailand, and I started to follow this guy. His name is Vaz. He do life coaching, and he teaches like hypnotherapy, timeline therapy, and he do life coaching stuff, like he teaches that too. So I went through all of his courses, and what really impressed me is that, you know, when you go for life coaching, they have a kind of questions to find out what is the cause of your problem. Either it's going to be mentally or physically. And his technique is like very precise. Like he has the very, I would say, brilliant questions to find out the core of your problem. And it's called score model. He called it score model. So he gives scores when he do his questioning, and he actually invented himself. So I had that score model, and I learned exactly how to go in depth and find out the cause of your problems. Either it's going to be physically or mentally, as I said. Now, what happened during that time that I was learning with him? So I know all of these things, and all of this spirituality thing. I know I learned his score model. What happened afterwards is that now this happened to me. At that time that I was learning with him, I was constructing my house as well. So I invest a lot to construct my house, and I hired a bunch of people. Now, the very first person who come to construct my house, he cheated my money, a big amount of money. And I was so furious. I was so angry. I couldn't forgive him. I keep on talking about it with everybody that I met. I think about it all day long. I was talking to everybody. This guy cheated my money and stuff like that. I was talking about it every single day with every single person. Everybody knows about law of attraction. So I was in that frequency. I was talking about it. And there's no surprise, I attracted the second person, the exactly same pattern. The second person came up to construct my house. He cheated my money exactly the same way. I was even more furious, even more angry. I was keep on talking about it. Even though I learned all of these things, I couldn't control my emotion. I couldn't do it. I was like, that's it. I can't forgive them. How? Even though I've done all the life coaching and all that, I couldn't control myself. I keep on talking about it. And of course, it was so strong that I attracted the third person. So the third person, he has done the same thing again. I got cheated and it was really bad. Now, the third person was really bad because we had a very big fight and he actually threatened me. And I got so scared because I was like, I'm bringing threat to my family right now. He knows where I'm living. He knows where is my family and all that. And he's threatening me and all that. So I got very scared and I got very annoyed and very disgusted. I got very disgusted that how can he let himself do that to me? The very next day, what happened to me is that I got hives. I don't know if you guys know about hives. Now, the picture I put here is not really hives, it's just rashes. I don't want to put a picture that disturbs you. So if you can see these dots, it's like rashes. Hives is kind of this kind of rashes, but it's going to happen all through your body, like every single part of your body, on my hands, on my trunk, on my legs, everywhere. You can see this red spot, huge ones. And that is my face. Some days it get this worse, some days not much. So I got hives every single day. And because I learned from Vaz, I learned from Lucy, and I learned from everybody, I know the cause. And that is because I hated that person, and it comes from the emotion of hatred and disgust. So you can see that hives looks disgusting, like you feel disgusted. So it all came out, the emotion shows itself physically. And I was so intense, so it happens throughout my body. I know the cause right now, as I say, but how I'm gonna treat myself, how I'm gonna get rid of these hives. I had hives for 6 months. 6 months straight. Yes, that is Will Smith in his movie, one of his movie. I just want to make it funny. I didn't want you guys to get, yes, that's his, that's correct. I didn't want that to embed it to your subconscious mind. Anyway, so I got hives, and after 6 months, I had it every day. And if you got hives, you're going to have a very bad stomach ache as well. Even though you have medications, it's not going to help much. It will give you a stomach ache as well. And what I've done is, I remember at that time I set an intention. So I've done the same thing. So I told myself, I'm going to set my intention. My hives need to be cured fast and now. And I know there's no medication to heal this disease. So I told myself, no, I'm not going to take any more medication. So I didn't take medication for 6 months, and I'm going to be healed. What happened afterwards is that here, that is, I put Louise Hay because I thought about Louise Hay, and I was like, yeah. What exactly afterwards that happened is that my mom, she got infected by chikungunya mosquito. It's like dengue fever, but there's another type. It's called chikungunya from Africa. I don't know how this mosquito come all the way from Africa to Thailand. However, my mom, she got infected. I was looking after her. Of course, I got infected too, because probably the mosquito bite her and bite me. So I got infected. Now, what is the symptoms of chikungunya is that you're gonna have a very high fever for like 2 days, and you're gonna have rashes all through your body, and you're gonna have pain in your joints, very painful. At that time, when I got the very high fever, I know I got chikungunya, and my rashes doubled. It doubled for 2 days straight. It was so bad. But I was so happy deep inside. I know this is it. It came. The healing, it came. Why? Because suddenly at that time that my rashes doubled, this movie popped up in my head. When I was small, when I was like very small, like in high school, I watched this movie, and there was a scene in this movie that the girl, the main character, she was a chef of the emperor, and then she lost her taste bud, so she couldn't cook for the emperor. She didn't want to be cut off, so she went to a doctor, and the doctor used a bee to bite her tongue, and that poison of the bee cleared up her tongue, and now she got her taste bud back. So that exactly the reason that popped up in my head. I knew that my rashes doubled. They are actually doing some kind of effect to actually like attacking each other and disappear. And that's exactly what happened. So after 2 days with the fever and with the rashes, the third day, all my rashes and hives gone. So just bring it to your awareness from all of my experience. I have many more, so I wish that one day I can share with you guys. Today, I really love to bring the awareness to all of you that it's not just only you. There is your higher self, and there is a field. What I'm talking about, the field, you might call the field God, the universe, or whatsoever, but there's no coincidence. The day that I met the Mexican guy, it's not a coincidence. I asked for it and it came. The same thing here, the chikungunya. How did my mother got infected? And then why I must get infected at that period of time? I asked for it and I got healed. I asked to be healed fast, and that's exactly what has happened. For my session, all of these things that I start to learn things like very easily, it all come back to Nikola Tesla, my very favorite guy, that he say, if you want to find the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Whenever something happens to me, I always go back to his sentences and I see things with this level of consciousness, with this level of thoughts, and you can start explaining what has happened to you. Yes, I love him too. So that's it all about me, and I hope that I will have more chances to see all of you and share more of my stories. Yes, 369. Thank you. If you like my story, just give me
so much, Soraya.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're wonderful as always. Everyone likes you here. You're wonderful. And yes, I love this quote again by Tesla. If you want to find the secrets of universe, think in terms of three things, right? Energy, frequency, and vibration. All of us are energy. And whatever we do, it's in the form of frequency. And everything is vibrations. So thank you so much. Thank you once again. So moving on to the next speaker. So we have, she's an angel therapist. Okay, she's a healer, as well as she works with spirituality, and she had a tough past in which she struggled a lot, and now she emerged victorious. Right now she is fit financially, she is fit emotionally, she is fit mentally, as well as she is fit spiritually. Okay, so we have Diana all the way from US. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Diana. Thank you. I hope she's there. Okay, so before I hand out to her, I'd like to make a small announcement. So we'll be having 10 gifts. Okay, we'll be distributing 10 gifts to those people who will be staying till the end. Okay, people who will be staying till the end will be distributing 10 gifts, and that would be given by Kaushik. Okay, so welcome, Diana. The stage is all yours. Can you hear me, Diana? I just saw her right now. So rest of you, please stay till the end, okay? We have few more amazing speaker lined up. Diana, are you there? Okay, fine. So till she arrives, what we would be doing is, okay, we'll be playing one small song, okay? Okay, so I'll be singing a song for all of you. So till Diana, I'll be singing a song for you, and then we'll move on, okay? Okay, I'll be singing one of the most popular classic songs, okay? So this song most of you have heard, okay? So you can just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's some technical glitch on the side. Let's sing some song, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But you're a bar, make a big noise, playing in the streets. Gonna be a big man someday. Wanna blood on your face, you beat his face, kicking your can all over the city. We will rock you. Sing it, baby. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. Bury a young man, hard man, shouting in the streets. Gonna be a bigger man someday. Wanna blow on your face, big disgrace. Somebody put your back into your space. We will rock you. We will 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But you're a boy, make late night playing in the streets. Gonna be big man someday. What a lot on your face. Beat this face in your town. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. Hold on and sing it, baby. We will rock you. Thank you so much. Okay, now we can move to the next speaker. So all of you, wait till the end. A few more amazing speakers lined up. I hope Diana is ready by now. Diana, can you hear me?
Yeah, looks like Dipesh, Dana is.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Dipesh, looks like Dana is not able to connect.
Okay, so you would like to say something?
Yes, looks like Dana is not able to connect. So we can probably fix that in the meantime. And Dipesh, what we can probably do is something like a one-liner contest. Yes, there are some contests happening throughout the last 5 hours. I see a lot of non-stop learning. And what we can do, guys, is something like a new one-liner. So before Diana comes in, if I can ask you, whatever new you have learned so far, if it has to be that one magical line, what is that magical line which you have learned? What is that line? Can I get it in the chat box, please? Can I get in the chat box, please? And I would also suggest you ping this, you put this in the Facebook post. Sadanand says, frequency of friendship. Wow, what a sentence. Frequency of friendship. Ashwin says, our thoughts define our lives, is what I learned. Wow. Yes, our thoughts define our lives. Wonderful. Simanta says, life is full of opportunities, never give up. What a wonderful line. And Praveen, I think this has been your favorite now since morning. Skill is a pill to fulfill all your will. Wow. Yeah, I'll repeat. Skill is a pill to fulfill all your will. Wow. Let's clap for Praveen. Wonderful line. Wonderful line. Abhishek says, only two things matter in life, karma and our vibes. Period. Very good, right? Yes. Karma and our vibes. Good karma will always give you good vibes. Okay, and Dheeraj says, share your stories to make others happy. Yes, everyone has a story, guys. If you can share that, people can learn from you. People can get more ideas. Doesn't matter what age you are in, what experience you have, what job you're doing. Everyone has a story, and please do that. That will help the mankind. Gopal says, how to convert no to yes. Yes, yes, yes. What a line. How to convert no to yes. If you can convert at least few no's to yeses in your life can actually see something amazing. Okay, Galaxy J5 says, man isn't made for defeat. He can be destroyed but not defeated. Wow. Probably this is something I'm hearing with for the first time, and this is so magical. Man isn't made for defeat. He can be destroyed but not defeated. Wow. Let's clap for him, buddy. Let's clap for him. Sankari says, aspire to inspire. And Sridhara says, inspire at least one person in life. Yes, guys. If you can think about one person in life, you can think about changing one person's life every day, or at least in a week. That's a huge transformation. That's what the mankind is looking for. That's what people around you are looking for. And that's going to be a true meaningful life for you. When you do that, you will get a lot of goodness. Yes, in the meantime, thank you for all those one-liners. And in the meantime, Diana is in. Can we see Diana? Over to you and Dipesh. Can we see Diana, by the way? Yes, can we see her? Can we see her? Can we hear her? Okay, looks like she's taking a little more time. And in the meantime, I can see someone saying, being you, Shaila, being you. Yes, Diana, we can see you now.
Oh my God, this is
Yes, now we can see you. Now we can see you. A big namaste to you from me and Dipesh. You are all set for your talk. All the best and go for it. It's all yours.
Can you guys see me? Hello?
Yes, we can. We can.
Yes, Diana, we can
Okay,
see you, we can
great.
hear
Can you
you.
hear me? Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
Okay,
So
Diana, the stage is all yours now. We all are eagerly waiting to
sorry
hear
for the
from you.
delay.
The topic for Diana is how to survive a narcissistic relationship. This is a relationship and she'll be talking about relationship. So Diana, the stage is all yours. Please enlighten us with how to survive a narcissistic relationship. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the delay, but I don't know what was happening with the app. So my name is Diana, and I just want to share today more. It's more like my personal story of what happened to me and how I heal from this very toxic relationship and what I use and what techniques I use and how I survive. And maybe you're going through something similar, or you know someone that is going through something similar, and you can indeed maybe help this person or help yourself. Okay, so I was married for almost 15 years, and I was in a very toxic relationship. This person was very manipulative, was very narcissistic, and it was just very rough. I had really hard time. It was a long time, 15 years, and mostly of you maybe are wondering why someone will be married for so long with someone who is not treating you right, or someone who is not respecting you, or someone who is not loving you correctly. And I have the answer for you. The answer is that sometimes when we love someone else more than ourselves, that's exactly when the problems start to arise. So in order, something that I learned from from my relationships, my ex-relationships, and is that we always have to love ourselves. We always have to love ourselves more than loving someone else. Our self-love has to be stronger than the love that we have for someone else. And it can be so selfish, but in reality, it's not. Loving ourselves more than someone else, it will prevent us. It will prevent us from so many things that we can tolerate. Self-love is so linked to self-worth. And once you know your self-worth, you won't ever take less than you deserve. So in order for you to heal, you have to get to the root of the problem and get to the root of what you allow yourself to be in a relationship like that. Because we can always talk about, okay, this person did this to me, which is never, I mean, I'm not saying what the other person did to you if you go through a very toxic relationships. What they did to you is not correct. But also we have to be aware of what part of ourselves allow us to stay for so long in this relationship. So once I did at honest, I sat with my emotions and I sat with everything that I went through, I realized that part of me had unresolved issues that gotta to be faced before being in a relationship, because we all have things that we gotta learn from. We all have things that we have to grow from. No one is perfect, right? But so pretty much when I start with emotions, I realized that I'm very compassionate. I'm very empathetic. So you're an empath. If you are not familiar with the word empath. An empath is someone who can feel deeply. An empath is someone who can feel the emotions of others and always trying to help someone else. In my case, when I was married, I was always trying to find an excuse for why this person was treating me like that. I was always thinking, okay, this person is behaving the way that is behaving because, let's say, he had a bad day. Let's say this person maybe I knew the type of childhood that this person had because a couple of times my ex and I, we discussed some private things about his childhood. So I was many times saying, okay, he's like this because he went through this type of childhood. So I was always trying to find a reason, an excuse for him. And I kept going and going and I kept trying because for me, love, I don't know, love for me is something that it takes time, it takes endurance. A relationship takes work. That's why I was always thinking when I was married. I say, this is my loved one, this is my partner. We're gonna go through the good, the bad, and everything in between. So I thought, okay, this is the way, this is my couple, and we are gonna keep just trying. And I tried for too long. And in the process, I was losing myself because every time when you try to change someone else, you are trying to lose part of you. When you try and try and try and try, you just letting yourself go. You can just help people, but it's always a limit. And I never saw the limit. I kept going until it become exhausting for my soul, exhausting for me. And that's something that we definitely don't want to do. Why? Because again, our self-love and our own happiness gotta be stronger than anything else. Anything else, you gotta know your worth to the point that you're gonna let go the people that are not serving you. At some point, we gotta be so honest with ourselves. We keep people sometimes in our lives for not the right reasons. We are in a relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be, your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, or even sometimes a job. We try to stick to this type of relationship situation, even though we know it's not good for us. And this is when the self-awareness is so important, the self-realization of why I'm doing this, or why I'm allowing this person or this situation to manipulate me, or why I'm staying so long with this person. So once you are self-aware of why you stay for so long, or why I'm going through this, and you are honest and you realize, okay, it's maybe because I'm very nice, or it's maybe because I don't love myself enough to let this situation go, or it's maybe because I don't know your reasons. And many of the people that go through very toxic relationships, they don't know what they're doing until they actually stick with their emotions and they realize that part of the problem were them at the time. Part of the problem was me, because I love things that I should never allow. I'm not saying what the person did to me was okay. I'm saying that we always have to have the control for what we allow into our lives. Is like our food. We know that eating greasy food, greasy burgers, french fries, and all this food is bad for our bodies. We know, but we do anyway at times, right? I love burgers. We know it's bad. And we also know that having fresh fruits and vegetables is healthy for us. And sometimes we don't eat these things as often, or maybe, so we know what is good and what is bad for us. We know what type of relationships are nurturing us, and we know what type of relationships are gonna be helping us to grow, to evolve. And this type of being honest with ourselves is a big part of going to our next level. For me, a next level is the level where you are honest with yourself. That's all it is. For me, it took so long to be honest with myself and realize that it was me allowing this person to treat me like this. 15 years that I kept trying and trying and trying to help this person. So that was part of what happened during this time. This person was very abusive with words. He was calling me names. He was very abusive. And even though this person was like this, I was trying always to see the positive side, the bright side. I was, okay, this is my husband. We have family. We have you. That's the way that I was thinking. And again, I was letting myself go in the process. So that's some of the things that happens. Many of the times, narcissistic people, they try to make you feel less. They try to make you feel like you are not capable. They try to make you feel like you cannot do this. They try to cover up the things that they say. Narcissistic people have this way. They're very good at this. They're very smart, and they try to say something to you, and they mask it. They put almost like a mask on it, trying to make you feel like you are the one. It's your fault that I say this to you. It's your fault I'm treating you like this. It's your fault if I say this bad word to you. It's because it's you. Is you the one that make me feel angry? So don't make me feel angry. Then I won't say these words to you. Excuse me, but it's not like that. Everyone deserves respect. Even if someone is having a bad day, even if this someone is having problems, respect is, we all deserve it. You, me, the neighbor, everyone deserves respect. So when someone comes to you in a relationship and say, it's your fault I'm treating you like this because you should let me alone, because you, no, that's not right. You are always supposed to be in charge of your emotions. You are always supposed to be in charge of how you feel and how you treat others, because it comes from you. No other external reasons should be managing the way that you're going to be treating others. That's not an excuse. So narcissistic people have this way of trying to make you feel guilty and trying to make you feel like you are the one who is guilty, who you are the one who is making them do something, when in reality it's them. Is then the one that have the issue. So now I'm gonna go, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about some of the things that I did in order for me, for myself to heal from this horrible relationship. And for me, I was born in Colombia, and when I moved to the United States, it was with my ex. My relationship, my ex relationship. And I didn't have a lot of friends. I was new here in America. And I believe that was one of the reasons, because I didn't know anyone. So my life was just around him. And this is something that we cannot do. When we enter a relationship, we are supposed to be whole between ourselves. We are supposed to be complete. We cannot be in a relationship without being complete with ourselves. So at the time, because I moved here from Colombia, I was new to everything. Everything was new. The language, English is my second language, as you can tell. So it was hard for me to communicate at the beginning, and many other things. So my life was just him. And I guess I got so attached, and that gave him an opportunity to use me, manipulate me, and other things. And so every time when we are in a relationship, we gotta realize that we have to have our own space. We gotta be complete. We gotta be whole. Because at the moment you don't love yourself, you are not whole. At the moment that maybe you are not independent, let's say financially independent, at the moment that you are not content with who you are. So all these things are gonna be reasons, or are gonna give the opportunity for someone like that to hurt you for someone like this, a narcissistic person, to come into your life and do all these things to you. And now, when around 5 years ago, I have my kids. I have 2 kids. And when I had my kids, I realized that I didn't want to be in a relationship where my kids will see me fighting with their dad all the time. I didn't want to see the way that we were treating each other. And I started searching for things to do in my free time, things that will help me through my healing process and nurture my soul and my heart. So the things just came to me very, I believe the universe sent me people, situations, many different things for me to learn from. And one of the things it was, again, this lady here, I started watching her videos, and she's a very, very acknowledged. She got a lot of knowledge about angels and about healing with angels and all of these. I'm very spiritual, and part of my spirituality came from reading her books, came from meditating, came from connecting to the law of attraction. It came from, I started a YouTube channel probably like 2 years ago. When I was going through so many things, I felt like it was a reason for me to just spread the word, my ideas, and just let people know how I was feeling and how I was dealing with all the situation. I was dealing with a very toxic relationship. At the same time, I became a mom because I thought that maybe once I have kids, the relationship will improve, which it never did. And that's okay. Again, I'm not here trying to sound like a victim, because as I say, we all have the power to do amazing things with our life. We all have the power to become free. And I'm talking about the freedom to be who you are, the freedom to express how you feel. Sometimes when you are in a narcissistic relationship or with a very toxic individual, these people try to manipulate you and change you into them. They try to make you see everything in the way that they perceive things. They don't want you to be who you are. And this is a big issue, because no one should be taking away from you your essence. No one should be taking away your freedom. No one should be telling you, don't say this, don't do that, don't dress like this, don't say this. No, you cannot do this. No, this is part of who you are. So at the moment you let yourself go and you start turning and changing and transforming into someone else, because you are accommodating yourself to cover their needs, because usually narcissistic people, they want you to be a person. They want you to be exactly what they believe is gonna be good for them. Narcissistic people want you to be this ideal person of what they want you to be. And this is not love. Love is freedom. Freedom of being who you are. Freedom of expressing yourself. Freedom to speak your truth without being afraid, without being scared, this is freedom. When you are in a relationship and you have the freedom to be who you are, to express yourself who you are, your ideas, your beliefs, when you are not afraid to do crazy things around someone, when you are not afraid of sharing with someone your soul, your heart, this is love. And it takes time. I know, again, as I say, no relationship is perfect, but we just have to be aware of many of the patterns that narcissistic people use in order to manipulate you. So they will try to take away your friends, your family, your personality, who you are. And then they will use you. That's exactly what they will do. So it comes to a point that you are the one who gotta make this decision. You are the one who gotta face your fears. You are the one who gotta face how you're feeling. You are the one who gotta sit with your emotions and be truthful, very truthful to who you are. And at the moment you do that, you will liberate yourself from so many beliefs, from so many people that are no longer going to be serving you. For me, it's very important as an individual to evolve, not just mentally, but physically. I love learning each day, from learning different things. Again, as a part of my self journey, I use Feng Shui. I use meditation techniques. I use visualization connected to the law of attraction, many things that I'm not where I want to be right now, because I always believe that we can improve ourselves every day. We are always a work in progress. We can never be 100% 100% satisfied, let's say like that. We cannot be 100% satisfied, because I believe that each day is a new opportunity to learn something different. I'm very open-minded, and I love learning about different cultures. I love mantras. I love mantras about Ganesha, all these mantras. I have been practicing mantras for a long time now. And it's beautiful learning all these things. So another thing that I want to say is that when you are going through a very traumatic experience, or maybe you went through an experience that it deeply hurt you, you try to cover this up. Some people try to cover this up with alcohol, with drugs, with sex. And these are things that we got to know that there are other ways. There are other ways to heal ourselves. Here in America, I noticed that as an empath and as a psychic kind of type of person, I was born with different gifts, and I can read people really well, and I can feel their energy. And I know that a lot of people that I know, they go through lives with all this trauma, with all this pain, with so much pain. There are a lot of people that carry so much pain, that's so much hurt, and they just don't want to face it. They never did the healing needed for this. So again, as I say, my ex, I knew he had a rough childhood, as many people here in America had, with families who are maybe breaking apart, families who are not strong enough, don't have the foundation to have a beautiful family. So, but again, as I say, that's no reason. But my point for sharing this with you is that if we don't heal the part of ourselves that hurt us, if we don't heal the part of ourselves that we know it keeps projecting to others, we are going to keep hurting others. And it's like a cycle. It's like you are hurting, so then you're going to hurt someone else. Maybe not with intention, but that's how it is, because our conscience always records everything. So sometimes our subconscious mind is gonna be projecting all these decisions, and that's something that we gotta be aware. And some people, when they don't heal this part of themselves, they're gonna be with their actions, with the words, and they're gonna be some things that are gonna be triggered them, like they're gonna have triggers. I don't know how to say, but anyway, they're gonna be in certain situations where they're gonna be reacting with their pain, with their trauma, and they are not gonna be coming from a place of love. So once you heal, you are gonna realize that your pain and your trauma, what you went through, is not an excuse for you to be treating someone else the same way. Period. That's what I want to say. So for me, if I didn't do the healing needed uh, after my long marriage, I will be going probably through many other relationships with this trauma and thinking that all men are going to be the same, thinking that I don't deserve love, maybe, or thinking that I'm not worthy enough to deserve another man loving me because the way that this other person treated me. And this is not right. We all can start a new life. We all can heal our traumas. We all can do the work needed to heal ourselves from these different situations. And so again, as I say, I see a lot of people going through life with all these traumas, with all this pain, carrying this deep pain. And some of these people don't know that they're giving this pain to their kids, giving this pain to their girlfriends, wives, or vice versa. And again, as I said, I'm very spiritual, and this doesn't mean I'm a saint or an angel, or I don't make mistakes, or I don't. No, I'm just saying I found a way to connect with who I was or who I am through meditation. I listen to different frequencies. The last speaker was talking about Nikola Tesla, and I learned so many things from him. I think that through numbers and music, we can heal ourselves. Numbers carry power, carry a frequency. Everything is a frequency. Everything is connected. We are all connected because we are all here serving a purpose and a reason. And I just want to talk, maybe I wasn't planning talking about this a little at all, but now that she was talking about this, I may just speak as well about this. Music heals. Music has a lot of power, and that's why I say about mantras. Mantras help me a lot. I love mantras. Every time when I play mantras in my house, I feel the frequency in my house improving. It's just beautiful. Even when I wake up and I feel a little down and I'm playing this music, it just lifts my spirit. It's beautiful. And everything is numbers, and obviously music. Music is made from numbers, from frequencies, and numbers carry a lot of power. So I'm into numerology as well. I love that. And when meditating, I meditate with music as well. I'm not meditating as much, but when I was healing, now I live by myself, and I'm pretty happy with my new place. And it took me a long time to make the decision. This was probably like 6 months ago that I honestly knew that I didn't have any love anymore for this person, for my narcissistic partner. And yeah, the love wasn't there anymore. So I felt I was scared many years, until it come to the point that I wasn't scared anymore of being independent. I wasn't scared of taking the first step. I think taking the first step is the most difficult part. And once you take that first step, everything from there comes easier, because you become so strong. Like you get this strength. Because you know you deserve better. You know you deserve better for you. You know you deserve better. And this comes from self-worth. A lot of people are in relationships that they are not happy. A lot of people just want people to see them marriage, people to see them, okay, I have this husband, or I have this wife, or my husband made this amount of money, or we together made this amount of money. But are they truly happy in this relationship? Are they actually in a relationship that is helping them spiritually? Are they actually happy? Because it's very easy just take a picture and put it in the Facebook, Instagram, say, oh, this is my love, I love him. But are you happy? Are you happy? So that's my advice. It's pretty simple. It's just being honest with ourselves, self-aware of our choices that we are making right now. Choosing a partner for life is not something that it should be taken very easily. I know that we cannot tell our hearts, don't have feelings for this person, or don't, because it's once you love someone, you love the person. But once you make the decision, it doesn't matter how much it hurts, you gotta choose yourself always. And I'm not trying to sound selfish, but this is how it is. It's your life, and we just live once here in this planet. I don't know in another dimensions at least, but we come here once, and it's all right to be happy. It's all right to be who we are. It's all right to experience beautiful things. And if you are not happy in a relationship, if you are being mistreated, if you are having someone who don't treat you right, you have the strength to accomplish everything that you want. You have the power to make your choices today and create a beautiful future for you and your family, your kids. Everything is on your hands. So you just have to be aware of that and make the decision. It comes to that. And I will recommend definitely finding hobbies. I learned to paint. I learned to do crafts while I was going. That was part of my healing process. Every time when I felt lonely, because sometimes you expect people to be more supportive when you're going through this, but you expect people to be there for you. And when I was married for so long, I keep telling people my problems here and that, getting advice from different people, and people give me different advice. Different people are going to give you different advice, but you are the one who gotta make your decision. You are the one who gotta be seeing you're happy. If you want to keep living your life like this, you see yourself living like this for the next 5-10 years. If your answer is a no, do whatever it takes. Run if you can. Do whatever it takes for you to find what is gonna keep your soul happy, what is gonna keep your heart calm. Because at the end of the day, what it matters is not what people can give you financially, or what people can what kind of last name they can give you, or what how you're gonna look in a social setting type of thing, how you're gonna look in front of the society. Is how you feel, is how you content you are about the choices that you make in your life. At the end of the day, no one will take from you your memories, the memories that you created coming from a place of love and understanding. Connect to your heart space, which right now a lot of people are not doing. A lot of people just are not connected to who they are. They, with everything that is going on, the internet, the phones, the computers, the everything. I'm not saying all these things are bad, because I mean, I like my Instagram. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we gotta come back to who we are, to ourselves, to connect to our hearts and realize, what is that I want for me? What do I want for my life? How I want to keep living the rest of my life? And these are your answers, your reasons, and your whys. Once you know your reasons and your whys and how you want to visualize yourself in a couple of years, how you want to live your life, this is exactly what you need to do. Do whatever it takes to get there, because no one is going to do it for you. No one is gonna do it for you. You gotta do it for yourself. You gotta get the strength. You gotta get the discipline. You gotta be consistent. You gotta have faith. And whatever your spiritual practice is, if you believe on there is a God, if you believe there is a any type of your beliefs are, this is where you need to connect to this part of yourself, connect to your heart space, connect to the source of wisdom. For me, I believe there is a creator, and this helped me so much. My angels and my healing through my angels and my faith and meditating, this helped me to forgive someone who was never apologizing for what they did to me. And that can be something so hard, forgiving someone who was never apologizing for what they did. So that's why it's so important to forgive others, because you don't want to carry their pain. You don't want to carry that hate, because then they will be keep hurting you forever, and that's not what we want. We want to, once you end this relationship or this part of your life that is not serving you, you want to start from fresh. You want to start living your life under your own terms. You want to start living your life yes, definitely. Forgiveness is very, very important. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, Gianna. You were amazing. And thank you that it's early morning in US, right? 8 a.m. So thank you for coming, waking up so early morning.
Bye. Thank you.
And,
You guys follow me the Instagram.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you so much.
Bye.
Okay. So yeah, we had a lot of learnings, mostly regarding toxic relationships, narcissistic relationships. Okay, because there are people who will make us feel guilty for their own thoughts, for their own miseries. They will make us feel that we are the cause of all the problems. It happens with many of us. Thank you once again, Diana, for sharing. Now we have one more speaker, and I would like Kaushik to take over the charge. Kaushik, the stage is all yours. See you, everyone.
Thank you, Deepesh. Thank you. That was outstanding. I mean, can you believe, guys, we have been there 5 hours non-stop and learning? And you guys are still so enthusiastic about it. Yes, we have one more speaker. But for everyone who has been concentrating so hard since the last 5 hours, kudos to you. Big round of applause for everyone. Right, stretch a bit, guys. Stretch a bit before we go to the last speaker. Stretch a bit, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And you can fly like a bird, by the way. Fly like a bird, fly like a bird, fly like a bird, fly like a bird. Don't worry, guys. Fly like a bird. Give yourself a nice massage, a back massage, head massage, head massage. Yes, yes, yes. Praveen is doing quite nice. I'm learning from you, Praveen. Amar is thinking. Okay, that's fine. Okay, with that, I know some people have joined in a little late. We had 125 people to start with. We have around 75 people now. And this is going live in all our digital platforms. A lot of people are connected to us live, seeing all of you learning here. And the speakers have been really, really amazing. I have made at least 30 pages of notes, and I'm sure you guys have made a lot of notes, and they're posting in the Facebook. Having said that, okay, before even I give it to Shekhar, remember the first and foremost thing which we have done in Shekhar, if you can just unshare a bit. You can unshare a bit. Yes, 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 yes. I wanted to show you something quick, guys. So if you can see my screen, this is how we started. A lot of people have joined late. I just wanted to give a quick update, right? This is how we started. This is how we started. And this was the agenda. We have one more speaker left. And we had lots and lots of surprises. You went through lots of surprises. You had 5 winners, and the winner were these people. So congratulations once again to them. If you missed, you have won something amazing, and that's the foundation program. It's a 7-day program happening on 31st August, and you are getting all the five people who are winners are getting this absolutely free It's going to be a treat. A lot of international trainers will be training you, by the way, and you are getting this absolutely free. This is something which is around 15,000 Indian rupees. Okay, with that, people who have joined this program and stayed till end, we have something amazing for you. This program is coming absolutely free for you guys. This program is one of our flagship programs, which we call East Meets West. In these programs, it's a 2 hours program. I'm sure a lot of people have already attended it. There are 2 coaches from East and there are 2 coaches from West sharing their experience. And we all know, if you have to grow in life, there has to be a combination of East and the combination of West. Eastern philosophy and Western mindset. This is what you get in this program. It's on September 6th. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. India time, and everyone who has joined this program is absolutely free for you. There's no charges for this. With that, anyone who has joined is also getting the book free. Some of you have not downloaded yet. We will send you the link one more time, and you can download this and read this. This is also absolutely. And after Shekhar is done, I'm also going to talk about awards or gifts for the most energetic participant in this. And we're going to finally have some music and party and celebrate the learning which we did towards the end. And we will close by 8:15, guys. Officially, we stop by 8, but we will extend and party and take some more questions. So with that, let me invite someone who is an entertainer, who is an international speaker, who is an international coach, who has done so many TV shows. He was also generous for being the host for my book launch. And he has so much of wisdom, so much of experience. And more than anything else, he is always so grounded. When you meet him, guys, he is less like an ordinary person, but he is a celebrity speaker. Most of people know him in India. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Shekhar Vijayan, all for you. I think, Shekhar, we are not able to hear your voice. We are able to see you, but your voice has to come. Okay, maybe Shekhar is trying to set up something. And by the way, Shekhar also will get somebody who is a chief guest for all of us. And that's a surprise. Okay, Shekhar, can you hear us, by the way? Can you hear us, by the way? Okay, Shekhar can hear us. Shekhar cannot hear us. Okay, maybe now we can hear you, buddy.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, it's perfecto. Thank you.
So what I did is I took out the headset and I thought it would be better like this. Okay, before we start, very quickly, how many of you have got your masks with you? Your masks which you use when you go out? I want you to show me your masks right now. Wear it. Just wear your mask. And Kaushik is going to give a prize for that. Yeah, you can. That's being very creative. Everybody. Super. Hopefully somebody's taking a screenshot of this. We're going to send this to the Prime Minister of India saying, see, even on calls, we're wearing masks. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you all hear me? Yeah. All right. All right, everybody. So, I'm used to obviously going up on stage and entertaining, engaging, motivating, and inspiring people. Now, what you see here is why is emotional quotient more important than intelligence quotient? I think EQ right now at this time of day and age is the most important thing. Take my word for it. I've also seen the Prime Minister of India also doing a small video around why EQ is more important than IQ. Now, what you see under that is what I do. I'm an actor, author, international speaker, radio jockey, comedian. My dog thinks I'm funny, so I'll take her word for it. And that's what I am in more ways than one. And before we start, what exactly is emotional quotient for all of you? I would like you to type that in the chat box. What does emotional quotient really mean for all of you? This is the definition, of course, but what is your understanding of emotional quotient? You can put your messages in the chat box. All right. Now, the four pillars of emotional quotient is the ability to understand your emotions, the ability to control your emotions, the ability to read emotions in other people, and your ability to manage your relationships. Basically, that's what my dog does in a nutshell. And but on a more serious note, I think in the kind of work which I do as an entertainer, actor, motivational speaker, stand-up comic, I think it's very important to understand how people really are. When I'm saying that, it's not just about looking at them and observing them, but also understanding what makes someone tick. And that is really important in terms of emotional quotient. And I think emotional quotient is something which is always moving in an upward trend as compared to an intelligence quotient. When you talk about emotional quotient, there are so many, you cannot quantify it, but there is so much more to it, because emotional quotient deals with everything in your life: happiness, success, and everything around it. Now, before we move ahead, I would also like to tell you that this session which I'm doing, uh, you will laugh, you will cry, you will really have a lot of fun in this session. My entire objective here is to make sure that all of you are involved in as many ways as possible. All right. Now, right here is our Captain Courageous Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Now, the reason why I chose these two picks, it reflects what MS Dhoni is all about. If you look at MS Dhoni, the pick on the left, this is the six which he hit for India to win the World Cup. And the one on the right is when the entire team is celebrating, when the entire team is standing for a group picture. He's having fun, he's sharing his happiness with his daughter. And for anybody who's followed MS Dhoni, for everybody who, for our foreign delegates who are here on this call, for the people from Japan and US and other parts of the world, MS Dhoni is one of the most loved sportsmen in India. He plays the game of cricket, and there's a lot of pressure riding on him as and when he comes into play. And he's one person who has an overflowing cabinet of trophies, because he's won practically everything under the roof in terms of IPL trophies, in terms of championship trophies, World Cup, you name it, he's done it. So for me, he defines emotional quotient, because he's somebody, he's not very demonstrative. If you have seen him on the pitch, you would never see him smiling or sulking, but somehow he gets the best out of his team. His team meetings are very short, 30 seconds to 1 minute. I've had the privilege to do events with him and with most of the cricketers, and I can tell you this: this man is a different kettle of fish altogether. He's very different from the rest. He's very normal. He understands people extremely well without demonstrating it, which is a very, very special skill. And I think that's very important when you're talking about leadership. That's very important when you're talking about relationships. That's very important when you want to do something more in life. Your emotional quotient, in terms of how you understand people, in terms of how you want to work with people, is very important. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because a few years back, I was working with a lot of other companies, and now this is what I do for a living as an entertainer, stand up comic, as a motivational speaker. And I realized my entire mantra is I understand emotional quotient well. I understand what makes a person tick, and I'm able to navigate my questions based on that. And I see that same philosophy in MS Dhoni, because there's a reason why he's known as Captain Courageous. There's a reason why he is able to be at the top of his game in the game of cricket, in a game where there is so much of pressure, in a game where there is everybody is buying for your blood, a game where everyone from the in the hotel lobby, from the bellboy to the umpire, is asking you whether you will win the World Cup or not. So the kind of pressure he deals with and the way he rides the pressure speaks a lot about his emotional quotient. I genuinely believe, I think there is more to him than just this. I think he's somebody who can take decisions very quickly. He's somebody who's really on top of his game in terms of understanding what his player needs and doing it quickly without wasting any time. Now, emotional quotient is also all about knowing yourself. When I'm saying knowing yourself, it's very important in today's day and age. As we talk, we are going through one of the worst pandemic in this century, I would say, where all of us Strangely, I also see there's a silver lining in this entire pandemic. It's made the world a smaller place. It's also made us understand that gratitude is the best attitude. And it also made us realize that you may be at 15,000 feet, you may be at 5,000 feet, you may be the richest person in the world, maybe the poorest person in the world. But when the pandemic hits you, it hits you hard. So somewhere it's a great equalizer. And like I said, it's all about knowing what you're capable of. It's also about knowing from your gut feeling what you can do with what you have. I think it's very important to understand that. So when I say EQ is a single most important factor for life success. EQ determines and drives and navigates everything in your life. And I also believe if you haven't failed, you haven't succeeded. And I'm saying if you haven't failed, you haven't succeeded. If you're not open about failing, if you're not open about talking about your failures, if you're not honest about it, if you're not vulnerable, if you're not sensitive about it, then you can never succeed. Because whenever you fail, you rise every time you fail. And I think emotions are very contagious. And let's talk about emotions. I'm not talking about my hair as such, but I'm talking about, say, you're laughing, you're smiling, you're sad, or you're happy. I think those emotions, they're very contagious, because once you have an emotion in place and everybody does the same thing, and it's very simple. I think that's what life is all about. Life is all about emotions. We tend to complicate life, but life is actually very simple. Also, in today's day and age, it's very important to surround yourself with positivity, identify what keeps you energized. Now, Kaushik spoke about the special guest. That's my dog. Her name is Sunshine. She keeps me energized because I think she lives in the present, not the past or the future. And that's what I love about her. But it's very important for us as individuals to identify what keeps you energized. Make sure you stay around positivity, not around negativity, because we are human beings. We can get swayed in any direction. It's very important to be positive, very important to look at life and seeing what you can make out of life. That's very important. And like I always say, dream with your eyes open and visualize success. Any champion you can think of, any champion. And I'm talking about somebody like Sachin Tendulkar, Roger Federer, Rafa Nadal, anyone in the sports field, or anyone in any other field, they always had mentors around them who were there as a sounding board for them. It's also very important to visualize success. When I say visualize success, it's very important to visualize what you're going to do in the next 1 month, 6 months, 1 year. Very, very important, because you won't believe it. The next slide is going to talk about why I'm talking about visualizing success. Very important, discipline. When I talk about discipline, it's not like the 21-day plan which we all have, where you do something for 21 days. It becomes a way of life. The point is, anything you want to do in life, if you want to entertain, engage, motivate, inspire, learn coding, discipline is really important. Discipline can only take you places, and discipline is black or white. There's no two ways around it. Only discipline can take you where you are. Right now, we are living in very interesting times where we're all talking through a virtual call, and we had some very interesting speakers who came in before me. 9 interesting speakers, all very versatile, very eclectic, from different parts of the world. Somewhere distance has not become a barrier. If you want to learn, unlearn, and upskill, I think this is the best opportunity. This is the best moment, and nobody's going to tell you anything if you have a break in your life also at this point of time. The art of listening. The art of listening is more important than the art of talking. I believe when you listen, you understand non-verbal cues more. So listening is extremely, extremely, extremely important. And I think that's the fulcrum. That's the foundation of what emotional quotient is all about. And this is gold. If you want to grow, and if you're really good at people, if you want to connect with people, it's very important to help people with time, money, and skills, because that's something which will never come back in life. So it's very, very important to understand that time, money, skills, and people skills. When I'm talking about people skills, it's about understanding what makes them tick, what motivates them, what demotivates them, what are their aspirations, what are the passion areas, what do they like to do in life. It's very important to understand that. The last point is around technology and Martin Luther King. The reason why I'm talking about Martin Luther King is I think Martin Luther King was way ahead of his times. Martin Luther King, when he spoke about getting all the Americans galvanized, I had put an alarm for 7:30, by the way, because I thought I'll finish at 7:30. Martin Luther King had, he wanted to galvanize America, and he did not galvanize using any social media platform. He galvanized using the power of speech. He galvanized using the right words. He galvanized connecting with people through their emotional quotient. So I feel leaders like Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, or even Mr. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, our Prime Minister, and leaders who have made an impact on people understand emotional quotient very well. It's not about where you have come from, it's about what you can do with what you have. And that's what I believe in it. Now, your LHS is not equal to RHS. Now, the reason why I was talking about discipline and emotional quotient is this personality. The one on the left hand side is me, and the one on the right is me, of course. And I was weighing around 130 kilos a year back. I lost around 45 kilos in a year, and I lost all this weight only by running 15 kilometers every day. People say you can't run more than 10 kilometers. I used to run 15 kilometers every day, be it rain or shine, be it summer or winter. And even if it was raining outside, which is in Bangalore, you don't know, it just starts raining any point of time. As we talk, is raining right now. I used to use the stairs and go running up and down. And I have done this consistently day in and day out. And I did this regularly. And I avoid everything white. And I'm talking about white, I avoid salt, sugar, and nothing in a packet. The point I'm trying to make here is very simple. I understood my body very well. I understood that I am my biggest competition. Nobody else is a competition for me. I understood that I want to be the best version of myself. I understood that I want to look in the mirror and say, yes, you did it. Because I genuinely believe impossible is nothing. If I can, if I can, I think anyone here can. The point I'm trying to make here is very simple. It's all about motivation. It's all about inspiration. It's all about what you want to do with your life and about going and getting it, because you don't win the silver, you lose the gold. So the benefits of emotional quotient, I think it goes without saying, anger management, ability to bounce back, a lot of perseverance, a lot of honesty and truth, assertiveness and confidence, stress tolerance. I think the most important thing here is honesty and truth. We are living in a world which is, where storytelling needs to be the most important skill. But we're living in a world where our social media platforms take prominence. It's very important to be honest about what you feel and trust yourself for it. When I'm saying honest and trust, it's very important because this with social media platforms in place, there are different filters, and those filters actually hide what you're all about. If you really want to achieve success, if you want to do something big in life, if you want to go out and climb that peak in terms of those emotional peaks or physical peaks, it's very important to be honest and true to yourself. When I'm saying being honest and true, I think it's something which cannot be quantified enough, but it holds a lot of value. It holds a lot of character. So that honesty and truth, according to me, is the most important fulcrum of emotional quotient, based on which you talk about anger management, your ability to bounce back, your persistence, your resistance power, your assertiveness and confidence, and your stress tolerance. Now, this gentleman here is, of course, respected Jeffrey Archer. And the reason why I'm going to talk to you about him is because I had done a show with him, and this was just a day after my daughter, whose name was Akira, she had passed away. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is the day she passed away, I realized that life is very, very transitory. Uh, there is obviously life between birth and death, but we tend to take life too seriously. And that the death of my daughter, who was with us for 108 days old, left an indelible mark on my life for that particular day. The day she died, she was in a wooden box, and there was another family celebrating the arrival of their child. And that's when it hit me hard that there will always be joy, there will always be sorrow, but it's about how you hold your balance together. A day after that, I had to do a show with Jeffrey Archer. I had to host his book launch. I hosted his book launch, and after the book launch got over, he came and told me, I see your eyes are very red. I know that you don't drink. So what's wrong? I said, no, I'm completely fine. He said, no, you're not completely fine. He said, I've been writing stories for the last 65 years. You can't fool me. I said, I lost my daughter yesterday. He hugged me and said, you're a brave man. I said, I'm not brave. The point is, I was doing this for my daughter because I believe her energy propelled me. Her energy motivated me to do what I did. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is very simple. It's about the balance you can get. And your balance can come in from any moment in life. And I always believe if your story, if you want to talk to somebody about, if you want to inspire someone, it should be very authentic. It should be very honest. It should be something which people can relate to. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I genuinely believe, we tend to take life too seriously, but there's more to life than just this. And I think this was a moment for me. I always believe that the only way to get out of this is to express yourself, entertain, engage, motivate, inspire. That's what I love doing. It's almost like a rolling juggernaut. So, people who've got low IQ versus high IQ, you can easily differentiate. Somebody who's got a low IQ, EQ, sorry, they'll say, hey, stop interrupting me. High IQ is, why do I feel that way? It's more internal. A low EQ person would say, all people are bad. A high IQ person would say, what can I learn? A low IQ person would say, being in a bad mood all the time. We see a lot of people around us right now because of the pandemic are in this bad space right now. But the only way to deal out of it is to do it, to take care of yourself. What could I do right now? low IQ, avoiding places where they could potentially be others. You know, you don't want to go to a crowded place in spite of the pandemic because you don't want to wear a mask. But the point is, you don't want to meet people, you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to collaborate with people because you feel it's a waste of time. And whereas somebody with a high IQ is always working on developing themselves, always working on doing things which can help them in the long run. Somebody with low EQ, I see this happening all around me as we talk, because I do a lot of work with the millennials of this world. I do a lot of work with college students. I work with a lot of corporate companies. I work with a lot of people motivating, engaging, and inspiring. And I see a lot of people putting headphones because they want to shut out the external voice. But it's very important to understand the internal noise around you. It's very important before it gets too late. So if you're seeing someone with headphones on, just be careful. But on a more serious note, what I'm saying is very important to understand yourself internally. When I say understand yourself internally, it's very important to know what makes you tick. It's very important to understand that what are your emotions, and if you're honest and true about it. If you're honest about it, you can laugh, you can cry, you can do what you want, but you got to be very open and be very vulnerable also. It's a very important point, being honest. But honesty takes a different character altogether when you're talking about high IQ. It's also important to trust the people you're with. So this happened. How many of you have tried skydiving, first of all? How many of you have tried skydiving? I hope I'm not going too fast, but I tend to speak very fast, faster than Shah Rukh Khan, I think. But how many of you have tried skydiving? If you're not tried, so before you do this tandem jump, they make you sign a bond which says that if anything happens to you, we are not responsible for it, which is written in fine print, so you cannot avoid it in a hurry. And this happened in this place called Queenstown, which is in New Zealand, which is one of the most, I think it's a very beautiful place, if you can see from how it looks right now. And I also realized why people get an adrenaline rush of jumping from a plane almost every time. So the person I was jumping with was a German guy, and only two German words I knew was Achtung Baby, because of the kind of German movies I've watched. And he was smelling really bad because he was jumping up and down. He was wearing those rubber costumes. So the only instruction I remembered during this entire journey was you should jump out like a banana. Okay, and now because I'm from Kerala, I was thinking banana and I was thinking Nendraparam. Anybody from Kerala would realize, understand it. But the point is, I said, okay, the only thing I want to know is I've got to jump out like a banana. I jumped out and I made sure I kept my eyes and I kept my mouth open. And that's the biggest mistake I made, because at that air pressure, when you keep your mouth open, it just comes in and you almost feel like Superman when you're jumping out from this with this person on the tandem jump. But I can tell you, it was the most beautiful experience of my life. When you jump out at 15,000 feet from this glider where they're doing this countdown 10, 9, 8, you're like thinking why they're doing a countdown, but they're actually doing the countdown for you. And then you jump out. Oh my God. It's like life in slow motion. I can't even use the right words for it, because it's a beautiful experience. It's so beautiful. If you look at this picture, this collage speaks for itself. And when you jump out, it's like there's a momentum of a very high speed, and then you get into the parachute. And when he came down, he told me that there was one parachute which was not working. I said, thanks for letting me know, but I think it's emotional quotient is all about trusting who's with you. The parachute works or doesn't work. But this was an experience where he says, be brave, and maybe not pretend to be. But I think more than the leap of faith, it's about taking the plunge, literally, figuratively, and metaphorically, because the pictures speak for it. So how does one improve their emotional quotient? One is, by understanding your emotions. And the reason I'm saying this is because I used to work with companies as versatile as Accenture, Convergys, Dell. And I realized what I want to do with my life. I want to do something more. I wanted to motivate. I wanted to engage. I wanted to inspire, because I know I have the ability to motivate and inspire people. And I felt I was not getting the opportunity to do that. So that why not do this on my own? I left my job. I joined a radio station. I became a radio jock. I learned stand-up comedy. I learned improv comedy, and I did everything. I learned it, and I realized what I really love doing is going out there and energizing people around me. And as we talk, there's one of my colleagues also there on this call who knows me very well, who was working with me in Convergys, and he would obviously ratify that. But the point is, it's very important to understand what you want to do with your life and just go for it, because you live only once. You live only once. We don't live a cat's life. We don't live a turtle's life. You live only once. You don't want to be in that situation where the car is outside your house and you cannot able to take the decision because you're not thought through it. You will face resistance from your family. You will face resistance from your friends because they have never taken the plunge. It's about you taking that plunge and being stubborn about it. It's about you realizing that, what, I can make a difference to my life if I take that decision right now. So if you want to take that plunge, if you want to do something on your own, you want to become a coach, you want to become an athlete, you want to become anything in your life, go ahead and do it. and also ensure that it also happens with the support of your close friends, with the support of your family, because they're really important. But it's up to you about how you explain to them, how you understand, how you try to explain it, because that's where communication comes in. And that's where your emotional quotient is very important, because you're talking about communication, uh, you're talking about how honest you can be about it. I mean, and when your honesty is very transparent, it can pervade everything else. I can tell you that, because right now as we talk, I'm extremely honest with all of you. I'm not hiding anything. I'm telling you things as they are, and this is what I do. I don't follow a script. I just go with the flow, because I believe you live only once. And all the speakers I've been listening to, everybody's a champion in their own right. Like, for example, Kaushik is somebody who's left his corporate career to do what he likes and loves, and I never seen him not smiling. Anybody who's happy doing what they do will always be smiling. Take it from me in writing. लिख के ले लो, right? And I'm sure Kaushik will agree to that. Also, very important when you want to succeed in whatever you do, it's very important to make your goals public. When you make your goals public and saying, I will make my goals public, you are putting yourself out there, right? Not to be judged, but you're being judged by yourself. Remember that. Very important to also start writing. You don't know, I read and I write very well. And I also believe it's very important to write whatever you feel, whether you're feeling good, whether you're feeling bad. Write as much as you can. Your writing can take you places, and it's very important to understand what listening is about. When I'm saying listening, we are living in a world where we all want to speak at any given point in time, like a debate in an Arnab Goswami show or any shows in the world. But the point is, it's very important to understand and then to be understood. And the most critical point is understanding body language. You should know what the person who you're talking to, how that person's demeanor is. If you look at me right now, I'm happy and I'm chilled and I'm enthusiastic. You should know the person who you're talking to, and then you frame your questions based on that. So it's very important to be tactful. It's very important to be sharp. It's very important to be honest. It's very important to be truthful. And it's very important to identify, label, and reason what emotions you're going through. We're going through a very, very rough time right now because of the pandemic. But I also believe there's an opportunity in every adversity. I also believe we can do something around it. I also believe that records are meant to be broken. I also believe if we want to achieve something, we can do it, irrespective of the situation we are in, because technology can be a big boon if you want it to be, not a pain. Now this is Mount Kailash Mansarovar Lake. I had been to Mount Kailash Mansarovar Lake a few years back, and I can tell you it's the most beautiful and one of the most enigmatic places on planet Earth. And the snow-clad mountain is Mount Kailash, and the rest of the mountains are very dull and grey, so nobody really bothers about them. But Mount Kailash is the real deal. Now I had done this 53-kilometer trek around the mountain, and I can tell you this: it is so beautiful, so enigmatic, so mysterious. There is so much happening in the mountains nobody really knows. Supposedly, the mountain is, they say, man made. Okay. But this is also the place where Lord Shiva stays, they say. And I had made this trip to Mount Kailash a few years back. And it was a dream of a lifetime because, it's a 53-kilometer trek you do around the mountain. And I didn't trust the horses there. I thought, let me do it on 2 feet. And when I was doing it on 2 feet, on the second day, we were going to this place called Dolama Pass, which is the highest peak in Mount Kailash. And this is at around 21,000 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 21,000 feet. So the oxygen levels are very less. You're wearing 4 layers of clothing, and you are really confused about how you want to progress, because you're actually walking like a small baby, like an infant. And if you walk more than that, you are like really tired and you start huffing and panting. So I thought, let me start walking. And there was a Sherpa there who told me that if you walk and if you feel tired, find a rock and sit there for at least and count 20 to 1. I was surprised. Why is he telling me this? I count. So I started walking, and the thing with nature is, when you're in a place like Mount Kailash, uh, nature can play tricks with you. When I'm saying nature can play tricks with you, it's because it's a mountain. It can be very windy. It can be very cold. It can be snow. It can start snowing. It can start raining. And because the sun is very close, you're also wearing your goggles, and you don't want to get tanned, and your skin starts peeling off. It's crazy. Nature just, in a moment can tell you that you're just a tiny speck of dust for me. I don't really care. But nature can also show its true face in more ways than one. And that is a moment for me, because I started walking and then I felt tired and I sat on a rock and I counted 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. At 10, I blacked out. Somebody came and gave me a bottle of water. I took the water. Before I could thank that person disappeared. I reached the barracks, and by the time I reached the barracks, I just collapsed. and people started clapping for me, like I've climbed Mount Everest or something like that. But the point is, somebody came and touched my legs. One of the Sherpas, he said, we never thought you would make it through because nobody, we didn't see you at all because there was nobody in front of me, nobody behind me. And supposedly they say that nobody dies in Mount Kailash because this is the abode of the gods. And somewhere I also believe that the reason why I survived this is because somewhere I was at one with nature. And after drinking that bottle of water, there was a fresh release of energy in me. And then we went to this place called Mansarovar Lake. When I went to Mansarovar Lake, everybody's dead tired because you've done this 53-kilometer trek around the mountain. Your hair becomes like this. You have a big beard around you. You look like those real explorers which you see around you because your hair grows longer when you are in these mountainous areas. And I'm sure Deepesh can certify for that. And when he went to the Mansarovar Lake, 1 kilometer before I reached Mansarovar Lake, uh, I started walking, and there was a certain sense of happiness when I saw Mansarovar Lake. For 20 minutes or 25 minutes, I was in the zone where I was just crying because I was happy. And it's that zone which people talk about, when you just feel complete happiness. It's that zone where you feel that, my God, is this heaven or is this hell? But you are like beautiful. It's something which you can smell because Mansarovar Lake was beautiful. It's like a place straight out of heaven. And for 20 minutes, I just cried because I felt so nice looking at Mansarovar Lake. I just felt so good. And the 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, you're back to normal because you're tired and you want to just get back to India. And one of the NRIs, Indian, they picked up a fight with the localite whose name was Karma. And Karma said, I'll make sure none of you Indians go back to India. So we sent out a tweet to Sushma Swaraj, and she made sure that we came back to India. As soon as I came back to India, I touched planet Earth and said, Jai Mata Di. So that was my moment at Mount Kailash, but I can tell you this, it's beautiful. All this is coming out in a book because there's much more to it. But I think Mount Kailash, Mansarovar Lake was an experience which I cannot forget in a hurry at all. Yeah, this is what I felt after doing the Mount Kailash. Yeah, this is gravity defying in more ways than one. It's beautiful. I can tell you this is beautiful, enigmatic, and certainly not dull or certainly not dull at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. I feel blessed, and I feel all of you are blessed to actually watch this because I hope this the vibration which I'm talking about, the positivity which I'm talking about, the creativity which I'm talking about is pervading to all of you because I just feel this is life, right? When you go to places like this, you really believe there is a strange magnetic power out there. You believe there is something about that place, and that gives you a certain kind of energy, which I think I got after that. Yeah. And yeah, that's my dog Sunshine. She's an inspiration for me. She doesn't have a bad hair day at all, unlike me. And we actually have the same hairstyle right now as we talk. That's Sunshine for you. And yeah, it's been wonderful connecting with all of you. It's been wonderful listening to all the stories which I've heard so far in the last from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till now, because I think each speaker was entertaining, motivating, and inspiring. And it goes without saying, her name is Sunshine. And the reason why I'm inspired by her, there are two people I'm inspired by. One is Mohammad Ali, and one is my dog Sunshine. Mohammad Ali, because he delivers the biggest counter punches in life. And I've also read about the fact that his opponents wanted to make a movie on Muhammad Ali because he was so popular. Muhammad Ali was poetry in motion. Muhammad Ali was a revolutionary during his time. Muhammad Ali was somebody who spoke about all lives matter at that point of time, and he was willing to give up his boxing championship for standing up for what he believed in. That's really tough. That's being honest to yourself. That's being inspirational. And that's my dog. I'm inspired by her because she's honest, of course. She lives in the moment, and she's extremely fun to be with, very positive. And now she's having the time of her life because of the lockdown. And I'm sure she must be thinking in her head, you human beings were given one chance, one opportunity, and you screwed that up with this pandemic. And that's something which we can learn from animals about how we can be positive. And I think their emotional quotient is at a different level altogether. So I hope you had a wonderful time listening into me. But I wanted to share this with all of you while Kaushik is smiling and watching me. And also, please give a loud round of applause to Kaushik and to Dipesh because it's very tough to get 10 speakers, interesting speakers, and make people talk for the last 6 hours. I think it requires a great effort. Can we clap for them and give them a loud round of applause and cheer? And it's been wonderful talking to you, listening to all of you. I think all of you are champs in more ways than one. Thanks, Kaushik.
Thank you, Sekhar. This was a non-stop talk, by the way. This is a non-stop talk, and as you said, yes, emotional quotient is the need of the day, and more importantly at these times. And what is most important is what kind of action you can take today What we did not do doesn't matter, guys. What kind of action you can take today matters a lot. And that's for sure is going to improve your emotional quotient, and you're going to be much more happier in life. So with that, big round of applause for Sekhar and all the 10 speakers. Big round of applause for all of them. Can we do this, guys? Can we all do this? 1 and 2. Bow down for all our speakers. And 3. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. So with that, we are trying to get something which you're always waiting for, those gifts, those surprises. And to start with, we have Colleen. So Colleen, if you can, because remember, Colleen was trying to give you a gift and you had an error page. We're going to get one more chance to reserve a seat with Colleen. So Colleen, are you still there, by the way? Colleen, are you still there? Colleen, she did an amazing talk, Colleen from Singapore. And if she is there, I can definitely request her to put the link. If not, don't worry, guys. We have your email IDs. We will send you Colleen's assessment, which is giving you absolutely free, and make use of it. She is such a great speaker. She's such a great speaker. Or maybe she's already put it. Can you see it, by the way? Okay. Yes, we already have it in the link, by the way. Use it in the chat box, guys. And for everyone else, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. And okay, here I go. So you already got this, by the way. And of course, the 10 energetic speakers. By the way, you got this. Absolutely. This is something coming your way, guys. This is something coming your way. If you have not got it, don't worry. We're going to send you, right? And finally, we have something which is called the most energetic participant. Everyone was so active, but there were a few people. There were a few people who were really, really energetic. They have posted so many learnings in the chat box, in the Facebook closed group, and they deserve something like this. They deserve something like this. And you guys know who is going to pick them? Who's going to pick them? You. So when you pick them, they are going to get this award. And that award is nothing but the ITC program, which we do, the International Training and Coaching Certification Program, which is the international certification program, absolutely free. 7 days, 31st August to 6th September, absolutely free. And I want nominations from you in the chat box for seeing who is the most energetic, who is the most energetic, who is the most energetic, guys. Who is the most energetic? Please keep typing. 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 And yes, keep typing. Keep typing. Keep typing based on what you have seen. Who is the most energetic? Yes, Sadanand. Let's clap for Sadanand. You have been one of the most impressive. The way you have posted on your Facebook. Can we have Sadanand, by the way, on the video, please? Can we have Sadanand on the video? Can we have Sadanand on the video? Note. Yes, is he there, by the way? Is he there? Okay, maybe Sadanand is not there. Sadanand, can we have Sadanand, by the way? Yes, Sadanand, can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you talk to us? You are the most energetic participant today, Sadanand, and thank you for being so participative. I did not even see an instance where you just moved an inch here and there. You were so glued and you were taking so many notes, and you had really contributed to this learning journey. Thank you. You want to talk something, some words of wisdom, Sadanand, from you?
All this energy I take from you, from Arunja, from speakers, from members of this chat. This is not my energy. This is your energy.
Wow. You're so nice, so modest. Let's clap for Sadanand, guys. I think he's trying to say something else.
Yes, I can say a few words about myself if somebody don't know me. I was born in Russia, in St. Petersburg. It's the cultural capital of Russia, and it was the capital of Russia before Moscow, before revolution. And my father and my mother are from Ukraine, and my surname is from Poland. It's the very ancient chivalry surname. And I moved to live in Finland when I was 17 years old. Until this time, I was studying and living sometime in Russia, sometime in Finland. And I have my private consulting company till 2005. And I'm a chairman of Sober Mind organization, Reverse Sun, which was opened in Finland in 2010 till nowadays. And I'm exactly the ancient history teacher and the Finnish and Russian language teacher. And also I'm a carpenter, I'm economist, I play guitar, I write poems, I'm professional sportsman, I'm teacher of karate, boxing, table tennis, and other floorball in Finland. But 1 year ago, I became brahmachari in India, in Dunka, in Shatana Ashram. And I live here alone with my cat in small village. There are only 1,000 citizens in this village. And in wintertime, maybe 50 people live here. It's very difficult to live. It's like jungle, 70 kilometers from my window. There are wolves, bears, foxes, and different animals. And my cat is almost wild. He is working outside all the night and sleeping now at daytime. And I get almost all food from forest and from my yard, and try to teach and learn new skills. And very big thanks for Arunji, because he teach me so many things this last 3 months. And now I believe in myself much more better than it was before I meet him. Big thanks for Arunji and for all of you.
Wow, Sadanand deserves this, guys. Sadanand deserves this. Everyone, 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 everyone. You really, truly deserve this. You really deserve this, and your mentor deserves this equally. Thank you, Arunji, for showering those blessings always for all of us. And to all the speakers, you guys have done so much. In fact, the learnings which you have taken, we have taken from you, is going to stay for a long, long time. I'm sure this is something you guys loved it. Okay, if you guys love this, if you want to repeat this every 2 months, guys, I want you to feedback. I want to feedback. How it was it great learning? If it was a great learning, just type GL in the chat box. You can type GL in the chat box. If you think we can improve more, give me some feedback. And I promise, guys, every 2 months we will do this. Every 2 months we will do this. We'll invite 10 different speakers from 10 different countries, as always, and we're going to learn from them. Right? Remember, we have not sold you anything in this workshop. We don't believe in it. Sometimes it's okay not to sell. When there is learning, there cannot be selling. I'm sure most of you, when you join these programs, expect that there will be a lot of selling. We don't do that, guys. And promise me, in future programs also, at least this program, I will make sure that nothing is sold. Nothing is sold. Yes, we can give you some freebies. Yes, some indirectly some selling happens. Yes, I understand. Right? There will be no direct selling in these kind of workshops. So if you can give me some feedback, we will repeat this every 2 months once. Okay, Sekhar, GL, a lot of GLs, very good, a lot of GLs.
Thank you.
Okay.
Kaushik, can I put in a word?
Yes, yes.
So for everybody out here, I met Kaushik a couple of years back at a marathon along with his children. And that's a connect we made. And there are some people you meet in your life and you have a certain kind of connect. And I think Kaushik is one of them. And from what I've seen about Kaushik so far and what I know about him, he speaks straight from the heart. And that's a very special quality. We get to meet a lot of people in our lives. Very few people you connect with and you're able to navigate life with them. And Kaushik has that ability. He makes everybody very welcoming. He's very gracious, and he's a great team player. Along with, he's got a wonderful team in ILA. And they all love him a lot because I've met them and I've met him, and he will always have a positive word. And like I said, he'll always have a smile. Now he cannot sulk now.
Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you for those words, and thank you for those words. Yes, as we promised, 8 o'clock was an official time, but we promised we will extend it till 8:30 when we started. And all I wanted to do in this time is, first of all, thank everyone who did a lot of work for creating this program. Thank you, Team ILA, Nirva, Tani. Can you all please come on the video mode? Can you please come on the video mode? You deserve a big round of applause. It's not easy working in India. It's all festive time, but they worked in Ganesh Chaturthi day yesterday. And today is a Sunday, and they worked and they created this for all of us. They created. Can we see them, by the way? Can we see them? And of course, the mastermind for this session, Deepesh Kitara. Can we have a big round of applause for Deepesh? Can we have a big round of applause for Deepesh? He is so humble. I keep learning from him. And Deepesh, you are really, really God gifted. Can we have Nirva and Tani? Can we have Nirva and Tani? Nirva and Tani from Team ILA. Can we see them, by the way? Can we see you? The world wants to see your faces. Come on, where are you hiding? Okay, let me see.
Hello, hello, hi, sir.
Yes, here comes Tani. A big thank you to Tani. Tani, a lot of thanks for you for creating this for us. Nirva was our overall coordinator. She was the overall leader. Can we have Nirva, by the way? Can we have Nirva? Okay, wherever she is, a big thank you to her. She is the one who created this, and I really, really loved it, guys. And I'm sure all of us loved it.
Thank you.
Hi, Nirva. Let's everyone say bye to Nirva and hi to Nirva. Thank you, Nirva. Thank you so much. Thank you. And the most important person who has been doing a lot of digital marketing for us, somebody who is working always in the background, and he is none other than Venki. Venki, who has been there with us for the last 3 years, non-stop working day in and day out, creating these workshops. Can we have Venki? Can we see Venki in the video mode? Most of you have not seen him, by the way. Yes, here comes with the red rose. Yes, let's thank Venki. Let's thank Venki. And everyone who has worked. Right, Sumaya. Can we see Sumaya, by the way? Can we have Sumaya? Big thanks to Sumaya. I don't know whether she's there. Big thanks to her for creating all this. Thank you once again, guys. And for closing this first ever international coaching conference created by Indian Leadership Academy, I would like to invite one of our trainers, one of our master trainers. He has been one of our participants, but I definitely feel that he is so much of talent. To close this international coaching festival, I would like to invite the most charming, the guy who can mesmerize you with his speaking, the guy who is so grounded again, and the guy who's very, very mindful about how coaching can go to the next level, how coaching and training can go to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Ashish. He is going to do a non-stop talk for you guys and finally close this for you. Before we close, after this, we also have some time to spend with all of you, to interact with all of you. And I have seen a lot of people who are great mentors. Pradeep ji from UK. A lot of people. I would like to really talk to you, and officially we close it by 8:30. The final thing would be, we will go to do some celebration, guys. We have learned a lot. We need to celebrate. A lot of people don't celebrate the success. Today was the day of success. We should celebrate at least a quick 5 minutes, and that's how we'll close this. So before we close, let's have Ashish. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Ashish. Can you hear us, by the way? Can we hear Ashish, guys? Can we see Ashish? Yes. Ashish, you are on mute. Okay, can someone unmute Ashish? Yes. Yes, we have unmuted you Ashish, you can talk now. We have unmuted you, Ashish. You can talk now. So while Ashish is trying, let's have some words of wisdom from one of our master coaches from the UK, Pradeep ji. And before even Pradeep ji talks to us, Colleen, how was your experience with all of us today? Can we have a couple of lines from you? How many of you loved Colleen's talk, by the way, guys? I loved it.
It's wonderful. I had a great experience. Thank you so much. And I hope all of you learned something today. Yes.
Thank you, Colleen.
It's
Thank you so
great
much.
pleasure.
Thanks so
Stay
much.
blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, okay, slowly I move to Pradeep ji from UK. Pradeep ji, some words of wisdom from you. And by the way, we had participants from almost 7 countries today, so which is great, right? Which is a great news, and we will be better and better every 2 months once we do this. Good, guys. Okay, can we have Pradeep ji, by the way? Can we unmute Pradeep Mistry from UK? Okay. Can we unmute?
Okay, hi, namaste everybody. Kaushik ji, I'd just like to say thank you very much for inviting me over. I think this festival you've organized has just been awesome. I've certainly taken a lot of learnings from all the speakers, and I think I still have a lot to learn. I thought I knew a lot, but I think there's a long way to go. And again, reinforcing that life is a learning journey. Certainly from my perspective, from the West, I can see there's a lot from the East that can be offered, and vice versa. We have a lot of scientific-based research to substantiate some of the theories and practices that we do. And I think we have a lot of exchange to do in the future. So I'm looking forward to the opportunities when we can share ideas East and West. So thank you very much for inviting me over. And I wish you all every success in every aspect of your lives, and I hope to meet you, some of you guys, soon.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. Thank you. Thank you, Pradeep ji. He's a master mentor from London. He has done so much. And I'm so happy that you spent the whole day here and learning. This is what is modesty, guys. Big guys keep learning. And they learn every moment. That's what we can learn from you, Pradeep ji. Okay, now over to Ashish. Ashish, are you all set? Are you all set? Are you all set? Okay, I keep moving like this here. Okay, no problem, right? Is he set, by the way? Is he set? Okay, he's trying to fix it. He is trying to fix it still. So can we have one more? Can we have one more person talking about his or her experience? Anyone for that matter? The moment you say, raise your hand, the moderator will unmute you. Okay, let's do that. Okay, that's nice. Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, I can see some hands maybe. Okay, let's have Ruchi Chauhan on the video. The world wants to know, what did you learn? I think you need to unmute Ruchi Chauhan.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share my learning. So the day had been really, really enriching. Each speaker was unique and they actually gave us a lot of perspective. And I believe there's a lot to think, self-reflect, improvise, and get back. So I think I am overwhelmed with learning. And thank you so much for this. And great effort done by ILA and all the speakers. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchi. Thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you for kind words. So before we start celebrating, before we can put some music, are you all ready? Are you all ready? Do we still have Ashish? Do we still get to hear from Ashish? We still get to hear from Ashish. Ashish, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Okay, no problem. We will make sure that we invite Ashish next time and you will hear a lot of knowledge and wisdom from him. With that, I would like to get someone who is very, very senior and has been one of our participants from the ITC program, the trademark ITC program, the International Training and Coaching Program, to do the closing. And that's going to be a surprise. She also did not know. And that's going to be Uma Bangal for all of you. Okay, can we switch on Uma Bangal? Sorry, I keep doing this to all my people, and that's what I'm famous for. I know you can do all the meeting afterwards, but right now we are online. You cannot do anything.
Thank you, Kaushik, for that curveball again. Well, I can only say that as someone who's been teaching for 30 years, I know that there is no end to learning, and you're always learning every single moment, and it doesn't matter the age or the background or which part of the world they come from. Every single person you meet is a learning opportunity. And I think that's something we've discovered over the past few hours today, that every speaker had very intense experiential kind of wisdom that they were sharing with us. And as Shekhar had mentioned, we could sense the honesty and you know, the fact that they're all speaking from their hearts, and the generosity with which they're sharing their lives and their experiences with us is something we can really learn from. That we need to also know that we need to share. We need to start spreading the love, spreading the knowledge, spreading the experiences that we also all have. And I'm sure all of us have had some experiences. But when we listen to such speakers is when we realize that every single experience is a lesson that not only we need to internalize, but then share it with everybody else. And I think that's where the biggest learning for me today was. A lot of it was things we'd heard in passing, or we have had these words or phrases being taught to us by different people. But when you hear it from someone who's actually gone through it and internalized and then use this as a life strategy, I think it really makes a difference in the way you understand it. And for me, that is the biggest takeaway, that there's so many nuggets of wisdom that we've received today. And it's up to us now to take those nuggets and spread them as wide as we can. Thank you for doing this, ILA. And thank you, Kaushik, Sumaya, Dipesh, Nirva, Tani, the whole team that's put this together, because even when we have to do one little session, we know how much work goes into it. And when you have to bring in people from such different time zones and, you know, having to order it and create a flow and conduct something like this takes a lot of work. And the invisible labor that goes into it is often unacknowledged. So thank you so much, Team ILA, for this.
Thank you, Uma. Thank you so much. Yes, we indeed have learned from the styles of our speakers. We indeed have learned from the coaching stories, and it will be there with us for a long, long time. It will be there with us for a long, long time. So with that, it's time to celebrate. They often say, when you've achieved something, you should celebrate. Celebration too is a milestone. If you don't celebrate, you will never realize what you have gained, guys. So please, please make it a point to celebrate every day. You have a reason to celebrate, and you have a big reason to celebrate today. So all my participants, all my lovely, lovely audience, can we all dance a little? Can we all dance a little? Can we all have a cheers? Can we all have a cheers? Colleen is already ready. Colleen is going to lead us, and Shekhar is going to lead us. Can we have some mocktail? In fact, my team said, can we do a mocktail virtual party? I said, as long as it is mocktail, I am good. We are good. So get your coffee mugs or get your drink, those Coke, Pepsis, or whatever you have. Arun is already ready from Singapore. Very good, wonderful. So can we have a toast, guys? This toast is for all the international speakers and for all the learning we did, guys. For all the learning we did. Can we have a sip, please? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Can we have now, after the sip comes music. Can we have some music, please? And to lead the music, we will have Colleen. Whatever Colleen does, we'll have to follow the leader. So we'll have to change names and you keep following the leader. Whatever she does, we will do it. So Colleen, are you ready? So first would be Colleen, and then second would be Shekhar. And of course, you guys will give it to me, right? You guys will give it to me. Okay. Let's see whether we can do the tango. And for others, it's time to celebrate. Thank yourself. Thank yourself that yes, I could stay for 6 hours for learning. And I was glued and I made a lot out of it. Thank you for that, guys. Thank yourself for that. It's a moment of joy. It's a moment to cherish. And every day when you're learning something, have that moment in your life that yes, I am learning, I'm growing. Nothing else can be a big reason for you to be happy and successful in life. And that's the only way your life would be meaningful. So with that, can we have the party song, please? Okay. Looks like, okay, by the way, we can have anyone play the song.
गोली सलोनी अदाएं मनमोनी तेरी जैसी बेटी देखी बोतल में तेरा हुनर तुझे गट गट मारो कोला तू कोका कोला तू शोला शोला तू शिम करता हूँ ढिड मेरा लीना नी तू बोलती है गल्ला जिवें चलदी मशीना नी तू 24 घंटे देखती है स्कूबी डू हले रहन दे तू ना बोली आई लव यू पहले बोल तू बोतल गलियों में पै जावे रोला यू के सारे तुझे बोले कोका कोला तू
ना समझ तू कोका कोला मैं तो विस्की दी बोतल मेरा एक सिप ही है काफी होने को ना शॉट होटल चखना मना है रुकना मना है मुझे भी ले जरा आ तू कोका कोला तू शोला शोला तू
Very good. Wonderful, wonderful, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's clap for everyone. You guys have the energy. I can vouch for it. So with that, guys, it's time to say bye-bye.
We should take a picture. All of us.
Let's take a picture. That's a wonderful solution. Let's take a picture. It's time for a group picture.
Yeah, we should make a.
Okay, can we all come closer so that we can see your scars or something? I have at 44 a lot of scars already. Yes, so everyone close. Hi, Sridhara. Hi, Uma. Lots of known faces. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for joining in. By the way, I don't think one Zoom can. Okay.
We can take multiple, no?
Okay, people who are not. Yes, Tani is online. Wow, good. Dipesh, okay. By the way, can we have some? Okay, Sadanand. Let's follow Sadanand, the greatest learner of the day. Can we all do this, guys? Hope this doesn't mean anything, huh? This is victory, guys. Double victory for all of us. Double victory for all of us. Okay. By the way, no one is taking a picture. Who is taking a picture?
I'm taking a picture.
Very nice. Samsher, you can go a little low. Yes, Manvita, we can see you now. Yes. Yes. Okay, well, let me know once the picture is done. Okay, can we do one more funny face, by the way? Anyone who can do a funny face? Yeah. I'm looking awful. Hopefully someone took this also. So ladies and gentlemen, the winners, we will be sending you emails on the things which you have won today. And for all the people who have not got a chance to download the books, we have shared 2 books today, absolutely free, and a lot of material. So we're going to send that to you. Plus, our team has been also taking some notes from the Facebook page. So they're going to consolidate that and send it to you so that you guys have a summary page in terms of what you have learned. So all those would be sent by emails, and that way we will keep seeing you again in some of our programs. So yes, don't miss to join the East Meets West program in the first week of September. This is absolutely free for whosoever has joined, and it's again a 2 hours non-stop talk from 4 different speakers, 2 from East and 2 from West. And with that, let's say bye-bye to everyone, and you guys have a wonderful evening. And guys, keep in touch.
Bye everyone, take care, God bless, see you.
Bye Dipesh.
Thank you so much.
Bye Manvita. Bye Arun.
Bye everyone, logging off.
Bye Praveen.
The problem with the conference call is nobody wants to say bye. Nobody wants to log off. That means they're so happy. Kaushik.
Bye Meenakshi. Bye Shekhar. Bye Riku.
Bye Colleen.
Bye Samsher. Bye Sanjay. Bye Banmukta. Bye Venki. Bye Uma. Bye guys.
Bye.
Have a lovely night. Good night. Bye Shala. How are you Shala?